I've known him ever since 2009, and we lived together last year, so I really got to know him last year being roommates. And it wasn't like, you live with someone and it's not like you can't force a friendship. If you live with someone, you have to make it, natural. That way you don't hate the person that you live with, or it doesn't feel uncomfortable. So we had a friendship last year and everything was fine. And then he went into a deep depression and started taking drugs. And this summer he told me that he was clean again and that he went to rehab and did all that stuff, and I did believe him. I did believe that he did that, and I told him if he needed anything that I would give it to him, and he told me the same. And he was probably good for like 2 or 3 weeks into this year. He was fine, went to class, did everything fine, and then he just fell right back into it again. And I don't know if something triggered him or what happened, but he fell back into the same stage that he was. And this time it was different because he denied everything. He denied that he was on taking whatever. He denied that he would take things from me. He would lie to people and say, things that weren't true. So it just kind of became a habit this year, I guess, that he would do this stuff. And I guess I distanced myself from him because he wouldn't go to class and stuff, and I tried to keep myself separate from that. And yeah, as far as yesterday, when I came back, I knew that there was no life left in him. So that's when I called 911. But drugs make you a totally different person. It'll make you someone that you're not. It'll make you lie, steal, just change your personality 100%. So I feel like if he dealt with his pain, you know, I guess not there is no normal way to deal with pain, but if he dealt with his pain in a healthy manner, I guess, then it would make him a different person. So I don't know if there was I don't know if you could really help him at the stage he was at. I mean, I know I tried. I know other people tried to help him and confront him, but when he was on drugs, you can't tell someone anything when they're on drugs. So I mean, I keep positive by thinking of the person that he was, not the person that he came to be.
Do you think drugs were behind his death?
I do. Hmm.
And now you said you were friends and you cared about him a lot as a person. Was this kind of, I guess the best way to put it for me is like a worst nightmare kind of situation?
Yeah, I mean, I know people always say that when someone close to them dies, they can feel it. They have a sense that it happens, and I can't explain it either. But when I was walking back from class, I just had a weird feeling that something happened, and he always slept on the couch in the living room, and when I saw him on the couch, there was just, you can tell, there's no way that he still had life in him. So that was the biggest thing for me. So
How hard was that for you?
it was pretty hard, considering that when the police officer came down, he said that they don't think he's going to make it, and they brought a stretcher. They had an ambulance come, and they brought a stretcher, and they didn't even try to do anything with the stretcher. The EMTs just turned around and said no. So that's kind of when I knew what was going on.
When you say he was on drugs, do you know what kind of drugs he was on?
I think he was just on prescription drugs, that were prescribed to him, because I would see bottles, pill bottles around that said his name on it. But, after everyone investigated stuff, I don't know, I think there's a chance that he was into more harsh stuff. But I think his main thing was prescription drugs, just to deal with the pain and to hide it. But I think he could only hide the surface pain and not what was, deep down in him. So I think that's what really got the best of him.
Is there anything else that you want people to know about Danny?
I'd say the thing that I want people to know the most is that he was not the Danny that he was. He turned into a different person, and that reflected a lot upon him, considering that people only think about your personality as of the now, not as of what you used to be. And I'd say that the person that Danny used to be, or we knew that he could be, was, you know, your everyday best friend, give you the shirt off your back type of kid. So, and that's like the hardest thing to do for him, or for me actually.